Hello there, YouTube. It's your boy B3, back with another kicking comic book review. Today we're doing a one-shot, a single issue, Shift #1. And a lot of people worked on this. Higgins, D. Niculo, Mana, B. Ruth, Borges, Evan Hewis, Biamonte, Costa, and Englert, Carey, Wilders. Anyway, Image Comics releases these books. They're just called Image. And in them, they have a lot of little short stories of characters from many different Image comics and universes. And there are several comic book universes within Image itself. They have the Spawn universe, the Invincible universe, and my current obsession, the Massive Verse, which is their HENSHIN Hero Tokusatsu universe. Which needs a Kaiju book and an Ultraman hero if it doesn't already have one. But I am behind, and I don't know if they have an Ultra-type hero just yet. But we can talk about that in Supermassive, because there is a kind of Ultraman-y-ish thing that happens there. But today we're talking about Shift, written by Kyle Higgins. These are all different stories about a villain from Radiant Black called Shift. He gets a lot of alien tech that's powered by the Radiance, and he's like a hitman, but he's also contracted to help charge the batteries, because he can sneak around the Radiance to capture their energy and also face them if necessary. But they give him this cool green outfit, and they call him Shift. But also there's not a Radiant green, so it's like, could he one day be a Radiant? Doubtful, I don't know. He's not the super sympathetic villain type. He is the I kill people for money, I'm good at it, and it doesn't bother me type. But all this new tech, they kind of start making a franchise out of it. Like they're franchising supervillain tech to people who can now be villains. And we saw that happen with the Sound villain in Radiant Black and whatnot. And I really like the art style on this. It's very manga-y. It's really cool. And Shift is a cool villain with a cool suit. I like the helmet-hood combo. Like, he really invokes Kamen Rider Spectre. If you don't know Kamen Rider Spectre, he is the originally villainous turned good Green Rider from Kamen Rider Ghost. You know, Kamen Rider Ghost, they all had those hoodies that would go over their helmets. He kind of looks like that. He invokes images of Kamen Rider Spectre. And he's very cool. But this collects all these different stories about him from different Image books, so like the art style does change throughout, but the first couple that have the anime art style are really cool. And you know, he breaks into prison to like get info on this serial killer because he's allegedly someone important. And he also seems to have horrible memory loss, turns out, before he gives the Sound villain her powers, because she helps him test this sound-based tech, which also kind of helps with her injury, as we saw in Radiant Black. And then there's this flash forward where he's in prison after an alien invasion, and I think that's stuff that has already happened in Radiant Black. I want to say like volumes 4 or 5, maybe? I only have through volumes 4, and I've only read through volume 2 of Radiant Black. But even if you haven't read the stuff that gives it context, like I didn't, it actually works well as a flash forward. It really doesn't even feel spoilery. It works as a flash forward. And then, in the back of Shift, it gives you a nice little timeline reading order, right? So you read up to Radiant Black #9, then you read Shift chapters 1 through 4, which are collected in this one-shot. Then you read the Dead Lucky, 5 through 6. I haven't gotten to the Dead Lucky, but I believe I have volume 1 laying around. Then you read Radiant Black 21. Then Radiant Red 1 through 5, which I have. I just got to get to it. Then you read Radiant Black 13 through 17, also which I have and got to get to. Then you read Radiant Black The Catalyst War, which is collected in volume 5, which I do not have. And then you read Shift chapter 5 at the end of this. So, okay. But it doesn't look like Shift is going to be collected in a graphic novel anytime soon. But the back of this says that the character will return in Radiant Black's 28 and 28.5 on sale January 2024, which it is a good bit past now. Yeah. But it's a good one-shot from December 2023, T for Teen, and it helps add a lot of context to Radiant Black and the Massive Verse as a whole. Honestly, if I were you, what I would do is get it digitally. I am very pro physical media, But as an avid comic book reader, it's arguably my main hobby right now, is comic books. As an avid comic book reader, storing them is very difficult. I've sold a lot of my physical books, and I read a lot digitally now. Not everything. I actually have James Tynion IV's Dracula sitting right here next to me, as well as Mighty Morphin Power Rangers Godzilla crossover and stuff physically, but the massive verse I'm doing digital, and Shift, this one-shot collection is good to do digital because it's a lot easier to just stop, leave it, go read the Radiant Black you need to before you read the final chapter in it. Because one of my things is I don't like rereading single issues. I like reading them when I get them, but these days I mostly collect single issues as art pieces, pretty much. Yeah. And if I want to actually read something, I'll get a collected edition. I'll get a trade. I'll get an omnibus. Things like that. But I do recommend reading Shift if you're reading Radiant Black. It's not necessary, but it works out. So that's it. Thank you all very much for your support. Remember to rate, comment, and subscribe. Check out all the cool links in the description below, Facebook, Twitter, etc. And I'll be seeing you all next time. Bye for now.